Okay, I think it goes something like this. Oh, hey there, it's you! I didn't know if you were going to make it, and I really didn't want to start without you. But anyway, you're here now, and that's all that matters. Welcome to Burning Man. Once again and yet again, I have seen and done and burned many wonderful things, and I want to share them with you. So strap in for the ride, and apologies in advance for the mess in my tent. Bye. Oh no, I'm supposed to say, let's go do some Burning Man right now. So all together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go do some Burning Man right now.
An interpretation of Da Vinci's Tank. We've got fire effects all on the top. We've got 8 of those, 8 flamethrowers, and then we've got 2 pulse jets on the top. The pulse jets, they rotate when they are turned on, and they spin around in circles as well as the cone up there. These doors close, and then we've got a driver in the inside, and they drive through 4 cameras, 1 camera in the front, 1 on the back, and then 1 on the left and right, and so you've got a 360 view.
Speaking as Black Rock City Emergency Services personnel, what goes through your mind when you look at something like this?
Job security.
Job security, nice.
I like it. Oh, this is our favorite piece.
Yeah, it's people having fun. I mean, I think most adults can handle something like this, and if they can't and they get hurt,
then
that's why we're here.
That's why you're here.
We'll get them fixed up, make sure that they get bandaged up, fixed up, so they can go back and enjoy the fun.
And at any point, have you looked up at someone there and went, oh, your climbing skills are not all they should be?
Well, especially those spikes up there are what make me the most nervous, because that's one slip and that one of those is going to go right through. That's going to impale somebody. But so far, it's been pretty good. Most people, if they're brave enough to get on there, they've got some level of strength and skill to hold on.
Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen.
Alrighty.
So they have literally just decided that it might be unsafe and decided to stop it for a while because of unsafety issues.
Well, the giant, sharp steel bore.
No, I'm the person making fun of the artist. This apparently giant finger severing machine may or may not be less safe than their original proposal for a finger severing machine, which was only supposed to take the pinky off. They proposed one that was only going to take the pinky off, and this one is clearly going to leave you like stumpy. Stumpy for life.
Okay, go.
I don't know about you, but I find this one a little heavy-handed. 3 out of 10. I dub the hand job. No, that.
Oh. Ah.
Yes.
Look at this wall. Okay. Yeah, it'll just be a second.
Come on.
That's freaking awesome. All right, is anybody else ready to go out?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be too slow sometimes.
I really like June's. It's perfect.
So it kind of feels to me that we're at a point where so much art at Burning Man has turned into a series of photo opportunities to stand beside, place on your Facebook page, and in some way contextualise the experience. In that context, this one feels barely necessary.
You should be ashamed of yourself. All right, go.
I would sincerely like to apologise for the quality of that joke, which in itself seemed barely necessary.
Thank you. All right, we're doing.
I rest my case. Looking back on it, I realised that it might feel like I was making fun of the artists who put so much work into bringing Penny the Bear to Burning Man. Nothing could be further from the truth. Bringing big art to Burning Man, or art of any kind, is hard work. I have nothing but respect for the artists. I just couldn't resist the joke. There will be no more jokes or anything about people standing next to things and taking pictures of them at Burning Man. I've done it myself. More power to you. No more jokes like that. Absolutely not. I pinky promise you. I could promise you with any of my fingers because I didn't get them all severed by the giant finger severing machine. But as it is, pinky promise you, no more jokes about people taking pictures next to art. Right, on with the video.
One more, get another pose, Ooh, show the muscles.
1, 2, 3.
Does it look like I'm pounding in the picture, or no? Am I trying to get out of the box, or what the fuck does it look like?
It looks like you're like...
It looks like your Facebook profile a month from now.
Just a vaguely disinterested Barbie.
Yes. Been there, done it, Barbie.
I took a picture of it, so
I just put the sunglasses on.
You're at Burning Man, Barbie. Look more excited.
It's not nearly as exciting as I thought it was going to be.
Where you were back at the toy factory.
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. Ah, it's terrifying.
So you've come this far, you've spent a year building a piece in a workshop, and then you bring it to Playa, and in those 2 weeks of building the piece are just the most taxing and fun and emotionally exhausting, and just, you know, just your adrenals are on the ropes for 2 weeks, and you put the thing together and it actually fits and works. And then you get to see people walk in it and experience it, and you get to see the look on people's faces. And that right there is ultimately, I mean, for me, that's why we do it. Like there's a place in which you are able to just stand back and watch a crew of people who have never seen this thing. Largely, they didn't even know this piece was coming there. You got your Burning Man aficionados who check in on the honoraria projects and they're like, oh, we've heard about the Lighthouse. But largely, the people coming there have no idea, and they walk across this piece and they're like, what the fuck is this, you know? And then to be a fly on the wall and just sit back and not say anything and just kind of watch people walk through it and the smiles on their faces, that's the most heartwarming and most addictive part of it, is to see how people interact with it. To me, the bridges were the piece that really held the room together, you know? Not to be too much of a Lebowski fan here, but they really tied the entire piece together. The bridges gave that element of felt danger, of expected danger. While they were entirely safe, they felt unsafe. And we did that on purpose. Structurally, they could have held a fucking troop of elephants walking across it, and they probably got pushed to that point. But the bridges were so solidly built that whatever I saw happening on them just made me happier, because I watched people jumping and doing backflips and holding on to the top rails, which was never anticipated, and just like going crazy on them. And the entire time I was like, yeah, push it, go, do it. Let's see what you got. What do you got in you? Because I just felt so confident in those bridges. Seeing how trusting people were, you know, they're just like, oh, this is a Burning Man, so it must be safe. Oh, you never met us. Like, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into. Luckily for you, we're like relatively capable people. People were going nuts on those bridges, and I was just looking at them, enjoying it.
Sunset! All the fun of sunrise without having to stay up all night.
I'm Halcyon from Pink Heart Camp and the Hug Nation podcast, and I was so honored when Mark asked me to talk about the journey to Burning Man. But then it's kind of daunting, because the journey to Burning Man means different things to different people. It can be the journey of going to regionals. It can be the journey of becoming involved in an art project. It could be the journey of a burner going over and over to Black Rock City until they finally realize what their gifts are to give to the world. It can be a journey of self-discovery, of awakening. Turns out, Mark wanted me to just transition into the journey of the drive to Burning Man. Kind of literal, and quite frankly, kind of beneath me. But anyway, what follows is a flashback to the journey to Burning Man. And now I gotta do this.
Hey there, it's me. Well, that's pretty obvious, isn't it? It's me and you driving back to Burning Man. We had to leave so we could go back. If you love something, send it back in time and see if it goes back to the future, as they say. Look, will we just play some games till we get there? How about that then, alright? I'll go first. I spy with my little eye something beginning with D. No, not dinosaur. Desert! Alright, your turn. This is it, people. We're there. So last year it was just, you know, you and me waiting in line. This year, oh, we're moving again. This year it's a lot busier, given that it's Thursday. It's all relative to what it's going to be like arriving on Saturday, but the entitlement is strong in this one. We could have a Burning Man drinking water game where at home you have to keep drinking water. It'll be fine. You have access to probably nicer bathrooms than I'm going to over the next week. So have a drink of water, have 2, have 5, have gallons of the stuff. That's what I'm going to do. Hi.
Would you like a hug?
Yes, please.
Well, come on out. I can't hug you in there.
Get out of the car. Hi, how are you?
Well, I'm excellent. How you doing?
Zoom out. Greeter selfies.
Hello.
My arm isn't long. Don't say that. My arm isn't long enough, and I don't have a selfie stick, or I do, but it's in the car. Here we are at the greeter station. Look here. We're shouting and stuff. And sunset. Look, sunset. Ow! There, it's me at Burning Man. Get it? Let's go and do some Burning Man right now.
I'm Yelena. I'm an artist, and the name of my collective is called HYBYCOZO, which stands for the Hyperspace Bypass Construction Zone. In Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the Earth is being destroyed to create a hyperspace bypass. And the reason for that is, well, it's a bypass. You've got to build bypasses. Who cares how nice Earth is? Let's just ruin it and build a highway bypass, basically. So what we're doing is we're building the construction zone for it. So basically, our sculptures are just intergalactic pylons for the destruction of the Earth.
fascinating because I'm sure some people would look at these and think that there's some sort of, giant air quotes, sacred geometry going on. Would you describe this as sacred geometry or sci-fi parody?
Absolutely not. This is secular geometry. Geometry is available for everyone. All geometry is sacred. We started off with platonic solids, which are the most basic universal type of polyhedron shape. And from then on, we've expanded through the type of three-dimensional and four-dimensional objects that are possible on Earth. And so then this year, the shapes are much more complex than they've ever been before. They're much more interesting. We're using new materials. And so I think that called for using elements from the book that are truly, surpassing and transcending space and time. Because both Serge and I, the other person who does the art, that because we had been going to Burning Man so long that our ideas for sculptures are so much ingrained with what makes a sculpture work out here in the desert. So lighting is a huge part of it that we think of from the very beginning. Structural stability is something that we think of from the very beginning. I mean, obviously the process of coming out here, it's just absolutely absurd. Like to truck 5,000 pounds of steel over here and then put it together and and then everything is custom fabricated and welded, and we don't have a welder out here, so if something goes wrong, we just have to rely on the community to help us fix it, and I think that's actually a really beautiful part of this whole process.
So, from the top, introduce yourself and tell me what we're looking at.
Eric Holt, Neil Pegram, or Tall Neil. It's called the Bleachers. It's all about spectating. We're taking the year off and not participating, we're just spectating. And yeah.
Pretty much it. I mean, the neatest thing about it is seeing just how happy people are to be looked at.
Right.
Like, it was a totally unintentional part of it. We wanted to do it. We thought it was a funny, ironic statement. But you find when people are in front of a big crowd cheering for them, it makes their day.
And it's like the most inclusive art car here. That was our other goal, was to have an art car that everybody could get on, everybody get off. There's no rules for that. So.
Thanks.
Here we are, driving a Burning Man. I can't drive. I can't barely. Terrified. I can't even drive a non-Burning Man. So I should be driving. Yes, I should not be driving.
I'm hoping that this moment is captured on the next 24 hours of Burning Man.
No chance, cutting room floor.
Awesome. The Mutant Mother blesses you.
Thank you.
May we spank you now?
Of course. May your journeys on the playa be safe and beautiful. Bless this vehicle, Mutant Mother. Invoke the holy sacraments of fruity juice. Bless this vehicle, Mutant Mother. Come forward for your holy paddling. Is that some kind of suitcase? What is that thing?
Reverend Scott, while we're waiting, can you give us an update on what's going on here?
We are blessing the mutant vehicles for a safe journey across the playa and much insanity.
And is it under the aegis of any particular
The aegis of the Mutant Mother. She who was once driving on pavement and now drives on dust. Bless you and bless your viewers.
Right then, we made it. We're back at Burning Man. It is Saturday night. No, it's Friday night, and it is as ever pretty awesome out here. Just after sunset, and I could do the thing where I try and cycle and talk at the same time, but I'm getting too old for that shit. So you're just gonna have to deal with me walking around in circles like an old man. Enjoying myself at Burning Man. I hope you're enjoying yourself at Burning Man too. It's, as ever, Burning Man hasn't even started yet. We have so much Burning Man yet to go. So let's go and continue to do Burning Man right now.
This place is cool. 1,
Lighthouse of Burning Man. We're here at X Bar at the hard closing.
I don't know how this is going to work.
Don't judge me, Daddy.
My name's Chris Webb, and I work with EBB Glow Village. We're a group of people that have been building things for years, and we found that we developed great community when we work together. So in years when we don't have a big project to build, we thought we would create a village and we would do interactive things on the playa. So that's what we're doing this year. We've got a bike repair shop, a stage, a pavilion, Cupid, the playa's most adequate dating service, and several other small attractions that are fun for people to play with. Well, physically making the camp often falls to a few people because not everyone can show up early and put the camp together. So we're limited to a smaller number of people to do the actual build. And then you wind up with, we have 105 here. So we need for 105 people to be engaged, to feel like they belong. And we make that happen by creating volunteer shifts for people to do things that are meaningful around camp. Some of them are utilitarian, like fetching ice and water, and some are tending bar or taking messages to people for the 4-hour dating service. Because the participation itself is part of what creates the cohesion. That each person has a piece of each of the jobs in camp lets each of them feel sort of at home here. They know they've done their part to create it.
Yes, Mark, let's go for a bike ride. It looks a bit dusty, but that's half the fun. One total whiteout later, here we are in a whiteout at Burning Man. I love it.
My name is Matthew Schultz. I'm the lead artist of the peer group and creator of the Space Whale. The Space Whale is really our attempt to do art that I think speaks about a greater issue that we see, and it's this major disconnect between humanity and nature. I really believe that by creating a piece like the Space Whale, we can help really foster a deeper kinship between people and nature, and create this kind of passionate drive to preserve nature, to save the whales. I know it sounds hippy-dippy, but it's not bullshit. We need to save the animals on this planet or else they won't be here. And then I wanted to speak about this idea of the relationship of people, the earth and time, the animals, kind of the vast variety of creatures, physics, and how it interacts with our natural world. The whale itself is a 22,000-pound full-scale humpback whale, mother and calf. It's made out of stained glass and steel. There are over 30,000 individual pieces of stained glass in the whale. It's all Tiffany-style stained glass, which was hand-cut by a crew of about 30 people. We worked on the whale for about 4 months building it. We planned it for about a year and a half. We raised about $160,000 to do the project, which is a remarkably small amount of money for a $3 million art project.
Question, is this the end of the line for ice?
Oh.
Answer, no, the end of the line is deciding you really don't need ice that much. That's the end of the line. Has my attitude to waiting in line softened any since last year? Softened like an ice cream cake sitting in the sun? Answer, no, it's back to camp for warm coconut water, and it's still only Saturday. If you must film yourself in one mirror at Burning Man, make it the mirror at Eggs Bar. Right, kids?
Alright, let's go.
Just get squished and put on your But it's easy if you can step your
My name's Benson, I'm from New Zealand, and this is the giant Weta, which is almost complete at the moment. It's a 50:1 scale model of a real Weta, which is an indigenous New Zealand insect. They are about the size of the palm of your hand, pretty big, yeah.
Do people like these insects?
It's very subjective. Some people do. I personally don't particularly like them. They're endangered, so the Auckland Zoo where we live in New Zealand, they got behind us. They were very supportive, and we were very lucky enough to be shown to their breeding pens. It's part of the zoo not many people get to see, so we managed to see these things right up close and personal. They're very cool, but...
What is their natural habitat? Presumably not the desert.
Forest floor, yeah. They call them the mouse of the forest. We have no native, well, there's only one native mammal in New Zealand, it's a bat, so the Weta does the job of a mouse.
Well, my name is Dan Sullivan. I'm an architect practicing in San Francisco, and I sort of came to Catacomb through a couple of other small projects. In 2011, I did a project called the Boston Codpiece. It was one of the Circle of Regional Effigies. It was actually a fish. It was burned in the circle when they did that initially. And then my first major project on the playa was Temple of Grace with David Best. And I think that's where I really learned about the ethos of spiritual structures on the playa, their meaning to the community, and what building those means as an act of devotion. So Catacomb was, it in part grew out of my experience with Temple, and it was in part a response to the notion of Temple on the playa. I thought to myself, you know, if there are 70,000 people there, there must be a need for a different kind of spiritual space. So Catacomb was designed as an internalized or interiorized art piece, where your experience of Temple had been small man looking upward and outward, potentially at his or her creator. Catacomb was about a journey inward. So you climbed up the exterior to descend down into it. The inversion of that spatial narrative was also about the inversion of the spiritual narrative.
Selfie, having a bang on a dome. Why not? Everyone else is going to.
This is Laughing John on opening night. We actually opened right at midnight when the gate opened. And we are here and we are rocking already. Woohoo! There we go. Perfect.
My name is Cindy, and I work with Emergency Services Department. I'm an RN, and we provide basic medical services, assessments to people that need it.
And it's early in the week, so you've not had any food emergencies yet?
Mostly just dehydration, rebarb injuries, people that needed tetanus shots, a couple people fell off their bike, we had a shoulder injury and a chin lac, and nothing serious.
So just an average day of life?
Yeah, rebarb injuries and laceration, dehydration. You know what, it's a lot of times it's people that really should know better. They get, they're working on a project, maybe they're out here, humping all day trying to get their project finished, and they think they're drinking enough water. Next thing you know, they're dizzy and clammy, and they come in and you're like, yeah, now you get to go to Rampart and get an IV, and they're like, but this is my 17th burn. You're like, it happens.
All right, well, the wind is coming up, so that ends my questioning. Thank you. Cheers. Scottish Drug Harm Reduction PSA. Don't lose your heed, man. It's only Burning Man. So what do you think of La Victrola?
We think it's pretty beautiful. We've been sitting here for 20 minutes and the music's very relaxing and the view is just amazing. Seeing the mountains here on a clear day is just a very lucky experience.
And it's like our first time at Burning Man, so it's pretty surreal. It's like nothing I ever imagined, and how people describe it, it's like not accurate. You have to come to actually experience it.
I'm Nick Finn. I'm one of the project leads on La Victrola. And it's a project that took many, many years to birth. It starts back in the early 2000s at Burning Man one year. We're hanging out at Zach Coffin's Temple of Gravity, and we looked on the horizon. This is like 2 in the morning, and there was a giant Spanish galleon chasing a 100-foot illuminated white sperm whale across the horizon. And we're just sitting there watching this thing go by, and all of us just thought, I'll never see this again in my life. Where else am I going to go in the world that I'm going to see this? And then the next thought that follows is, I want to do something equally awesome, something huge, something epic, something that blows people's minds. Down the road, Tim, our creative director, came up with the idea of a Victrola, and then it stayed an idea for almost 10 years. And then at a certain point about 3 years ago, we said, okay, let's stop just having an idea. Let's actually have a project. Let's set a year that we're going to actually take this to Burning Man. And, here we are 3 years later, having done it. It's crazy.
Crow verdict?
Yes.
Yes. No bad crow. Crow bad, no, that doesn't work.
I mean, hold on. There's a joke in here about raving about it. The people will be raving about this tomorrow.
Excellent.
2016 Satanic Gathering in Black Rock City. I'm off that 18 juice. Nigga like a man, play with the black suit.
Honestly, no politics shake, no politics.
Yeah, good call.
Cheers.
To freedom.
To freedom.
You'll take away my tiny jar of warm water, but
you'll never take away my freedom. We're going to have to do that again because that's like we can't come by. Oh, that's nice. That's very pleasant.
Freedom and bliss.
Excellent, thank you.
I'm feeling infused with liberty.
Right.
You want a little bit of fuck it in there?
Yeah, I feel like dash of fuck it's good.
Pretty obvious. Okay, you got freedom, fuck it. I'm sorry, man. All right. And what else would you like?
So it's a 32-foot long kaleidoscope that we've made with tongue and groove, and then equilateral triangle will go inside, and the triangle is, each side is 6 feet, and the triangle will be 32 feet long, so it's 6 by 32, and that's the kaleidoscope part. And it takes about 8 people to spin it. You got to get your fingers in there and make friends and spin it.
It sits on wheels we've bent angle iron into 88-inch diameter circles.
What's the maximum possible speed of your human hamsters?
There are human hamsters.
It's an excellent question.
That's a real good question.
You want to try?
Not right now.
Yeah, it doesn't, the human component doesn't actually spin that fast. And again, it is a thing that people have to spin. So if you're in it, you can be like, faster, slower, whatever. But we haven't been able to get it going very fast, which I think is a good thing because people keep asking me what we're gonna do about the vomit.
Yeah.
And my answer is it doesn't go very fast. So.
Okay, thanks very much.
Here it is again, look.
There he is, the Scottish man himself.
Irish people in their natural environment at Burning Man. They're hiding from the sun.
I'm just like, you're Scottish, you're hiding from the fucking sun as well.
I've got sunblock on. I've been living in America a long time. I feel safe with the sun.
Baby girl, first time.
First time.
Did you guys live in the States or did you live in?
We live in Ireland.
Dublin, Ireland, baby girl.
Don't get that's close enough. Step back. I don't just mean for the camera. I mean literally. That's close enough.
I wanted it to be solid metal and it's
Oh, is it just a balloon?
It's inflictable.
Well, you know what they say. Some art is masturbatory, and this one is a jack off.
The initial concept for the lighthouse came from my father, Johnny. In 2010, he proposed the idea to build a lighthouse out at Burning Man, and that, with two kind of false start attempts, we realized that there was something missing there. And then in 2016, I had the idea to, instead of just building one lighthouse, building multiple lighthouses and kind of creating a jungle gym that people could be able to jump around and climb around on and access from any point. That became kind of the thing that we all grouped around, and that was the idea that was most compelling to people that we brought it to. Building it over the summer, building it at American Steel, you know, there were stages. The initial stages, it was just a few days a week, and then once you reach that critical point of timeline versus money versus amount of people that you have involved in the project, you reach a critical point and it's like all of a sudden, it's not here we're gonna do this every weekend, it's here we're gonna do this every day. And there are people that show up every day. And there are those people who are there and are so committed to the project without even really realizing they're just dedicating their life to this thing. And I take my hats off to every single one of them. I'm not gonna start naming names because there's too many, but that's what makes it happen. That's what brings it from an idea to a reality.
One of Xuza's biggest highlights that everybody always asks a question about is the eyes. Xuza, the eyes, what's going on with it? And this is one of the eye sockets of Xuza. And behind it is a 42-inch flat screen TV. And we run CGI graphics through the computer, through the imaging of the eyes, and that's what gives you that he's following me look. I had somebody come up to me and they were mad at me because it was just too scary. And I looked at him and I said, but it is still an emotion, right? Well, that's what art is. It's either a laughter or it frightens you, but guess what? When you come inside the rig with the LEDs, it's beautiful, it's pretty. We got bean bags in chairs and fluffies and ice cream in the freezer. So it's kind of like, you know what? It's almost like a resemblance of me. You know, I'm an introvert, and a lot of people find me very standoffish. You know, they're hard to approach, but when they get to know me and come inside, they're like, hey, he's actually a really good guy. And, you know, so, you know, you take it what it is, but, you know, at the end of the day, I think she's beautiful.
Another day at DME.
Yeah.
Duncan Art Car. Who saw that coming? Air pusher. Oh, air pusher.
So he works with
Smarties.
It gets cold, it breaks. That's good. I'm sad the man's not going to do it.
Where the fuck? Yes,
This is the
I wanted some important layer.
I could agree with you for that one.
I don't even like heights. This is my comfort zone. Outside my comfort zone. Under my kilt and outside my comfort zone. That. Going down steps at Burning Man. Here I am in an astronaut's helmet. I can't explain or tell you how exciting it is to me that I'm in an astronaut's helmet. But I am in an astronaut's helmet. I'm going to space.
This universe. And you are creating it at every moment.
Sunrise, Burning Man 2016. My voice is shot, and that's probably the latest I'll be staying up all week. The rest of the week early to bed, right?
That's the finish line, right? Yeah. All right.
Mark Day.
Hi. And is this your first lap?
No, this is my second lap. I'm 12.94 miles into it. Less than halfway.
All right, I'm peeling off this way. Have a good run.
Good to see you.
Cheers.
Hey there, it's me, still wearing my filthy unwashed Elvis outfit. That's me over there or there, lip syncing to a song that for copyright reasons I won't be able to include in the video, but it's me lip syncing to Elvis's marvellous rendition of the song Bridge Over Troubled Waters. And you can see the whole thing elsewhere on YouTube, but not now. Just stick around and enjoy the spectacle. I know I will. And I really should have washed this.
Walk up the outside of it. That's not a door. That's an alcove.
Alright, we'll continue a lap around the wall. Welcome to a whiteout walk around the Catacomb of Veils, which is behind me. Maybe you can see that, and maybe you can't. Question: has there been enough of me in this video? Answer: depends if you're me or not. Anyway, I'm having a lovely time at Burning Man. It is Thursday night, yes. I'm going to go home in a couple of days, but I still have a couple of days to go. And I'm having an awesome time and it looks beautiful out here. The clouds are cloud-tastic. The desert is the desert-tastic. That disco music is from the roller disco. Oh well, you can't have everything, right? No, it's good too. Aye. Sending a small child down it next.
Hi Pooja,
Mark, you're
how is your Burning Man going?
Excellent. Yes, excellent. The piece is
And that was me trying something new at Burning Man. Don't just sit in your tents doing drugs, kids.
Hi, my name is Christopher Shart. I created a piece called Firmament for Burning Man in 2015, also known as the Tripper Trap, also known as the Mustache, also known as Permanent, because people like to stay there for so long. Classical music was not the idea for the piece, but it ended up being that way. It was one of several ideas I had. I was thinking maybe down-tempo, I was thinking maybe ambient music, but I tried classical music the second night that Firmament ran, and boy, that sure turned out to be quite the thing. I loved all these really calming Mozart pieces. They were mostly the pieces that were on a CD that somebody gave me that was like Mozart for babies, right? Because I've got a 9-year-old girl. And this CD I got to know real well, being a young parent. And so those were the pieces that we started with Firmament, and we went on from there, bringing in some Stravinsky, bringing in some Holst, some Bartók. I really enjoyed that combination. We want to really open up and have more classical music pieces this year and more live musicians. Last year we had some cellists and a violist from the Playa Pops Orchestra. An opera tour singer showed up spontaneously. This next year we want to actually have the entire Playa Pops Orchestra play at least one night.
What? Thank you. Oh my God, really? Now? You want to do it? You want to do it? You want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, so, pre-recorded music be damned. Yes. We're going to have an opera singer.
Slowly cry.
Hey, it's me, filming myself in mirrors at Burning Man since 1999. Good morning. So, Over the past week or so, I have run into a lot of people who have variously told me that my 24-hour at Burning Man videos have helped them prepare for Burning Man, which is kind of surreal in a way. Apparently some sort of Game of Thrones marathon of watching me cycle around the playa is preparation for whatever you're going to be doing. I think some of this has to be a case of do as I say, not as I do, because this year my tent, which for various reasons I always document the interior of, is more destroyed than it's ever been. In fact, there's a trash bag, there's a 747, there's a laundry hamper on top of a laundry hamper, there's me looking fresh as a daisy. My mouth tastes a bit yucky. What else is there? I mean, look at this mess. I've been up for the last hour cleaning up. That's the thing. I've been cleaning this up for the last hour, and this is how messy it is. So if you're preparing for Burning Man, maybe just don't bring a ton of stuff you don't need. Don't cram it all into a much too small tent, and then don't sit in the middle of this giant pile of devastation, scratching your head and wondering what happened, as if you couldn't have seen this coming in the first place. So if you're watching this right now, preparing for Burning Man 2017, oh my god, how time flies, then yeah, just, you know, don't spend a week in a completely destroyed tent like I do. That's all. Here's a little Burning Man preparation tip for you. If you're going to bring goggles and a dust mask to the desert, why not consider wearing them? Like I have barely done with these and the other dust masks I brought. Apparently I'm a lot bigger on wearing cheap sunglasses than I am on wearing goggles and or dust masks. So there's that top tip.
I love you, Elvis.
Thank you very much.
Love you.
The peer group was founded effectively in 2011 with our third art project, The Pier. And our previous big art projects at Burning Man were kind of these, I don't know, sooty bullshit heady things that I don't think anyone got. And they were so poorly executed that it was just us and our friends that really adored them. And we kind of just stumbled on this idea of creating a pier at Burning Man, which a lot of people thought would be kind of a stupid idea. And we said, fuck it, let's make something we like. We'll make it beautiful, and if we're the only ones who will hang out on it, then fine. And I think we stumbled on something, which was, if you make stuff you love, and you're there to share it with your friends and family, you might find that your friends and family are a lot more robust and more interested in your work. And so the pier was our first success. We followed it up with a full-scale Spanish galleon shipwreck, La Llorona, in 2012. And then we all got really excited to position to make Embrace in 2014. And then the Generator is a nonprofit that I founded with a number of friends, Joe Olivier and Betty June and Jerry Snyder, to enable all of us to make these kind of artworks. It's a 36,000 square foot free makerspace in Reno, where we've collected about $500,000 worth of tools, and we just ask that everyone come and explore their creativity.
I'm shooting video, you can move. Or get into some conflict resolution. Quality Granger conflict resolution.
Every day and every night.
And this is why this day is so special and so extraordinary.
他的父亲很不幸运，今年。
Part of the Burning Man art ethos is burning stuff, but a different part of it is industrial arts, which is not pieces that can be burnt, it's metal. And of course, to me, the shape of the horn itself is what I think is probably the most beautiful piece of it. It's an organic curve, and the minute you see that on the horizon from a distance, your eye understands that you're not looking at right angles in a square box. You're not looking at pixels. you're looking at something very different. Culturally, we're really saturated by digital technology, electronic dance music. Everything is run by computers, sampled, sequenced, and human beings almost don't need to be involved anymore. And we love electronic music. We've gone out dancing to it many, many nights. But there's part of Burning Man and part of modern music that also needs to be available and accessible to people much more organically. And so La Victrola was an effort to celebrate the much more human piece of music, the organic notion of performers, of musicians who are playing music on stage themselves, and then going back in history to the moment where technology made it possible to capture that organic performance for the first time.
Any side, stood and lay him while he died. So, Judge, please, Mr. Judge, send me, well, send me to the electric chair. I deserve it, I swear.
I was so exhausted by the time we were finished building that I took every opportunity I could to sleep. So I set my alarm. For some reason I went back to sleep, and next thing I know there's people like fully dressed, you know, like shaking my tent to get me out. So so I was actually running late to the burn, riding my bike across the playa as fast as I could. I want to tell you that it was special for me. It was extremely special for me. But I didn't have a sense of loss at all with the burning of Catacomb. In some ways, I mean, it was definitely more a feeling of celebration, and in some ways detachment. I think it was never mine. It was never the crew's. It was never Burning Man's. It was something that we all got to experience, and it's gone. So now we have the memories of that experience, whether that was building it or burning it or seeing it burn at sunrise or, you know, watching the smoke tornadoes, whatever that experience was, it's all here and here now, you know. I had been handling it rather mechanically up to that point, but then when we broke perimeter and I started to walk toward the structure, which had collapsed, I had the first opportunity to turn around and see the crew, and that was the moment that I was actually filled with emotion. When I saw people crying and I saw people hugging each other, I realized what we had actually created there, and that was, you know, this amazing community of builders, people who support each other and loved each other and who were closer than a family. Not a day goes by that I don't think about Catacomb. I have images of it in my room. I have, you know, artifacts of it in my yard. I think I often look back on it with disbelief. I see an image of it and I kind of can't believe that we did that. Almost, it seems like a dream.
There you go. That was the Catacomb of Veils, and not the Pyramid of Disgrace, which was a very different and somewhat less authorised project by a group of charming young Irishmen. And I'm not even making that up. That was the Catacomb of Veils. It's now.
Everything he tells you is a lie!
Yes, everything I'm about to tell you is a lie, except for the bits that aren't. It's really hard to figure which is which. It's totally all photo editing, you're absolutely right. Anyway, it's bedtime is what it is. Hopefully maybe I'll sleep till 2 in the afternoon, that's my goal. Catch you later, bye. Oh yeah, and seeing as we're basically near the end of the video, I guess it falls on me to try and make some sense of all of this. Last year my friend April spoke eloquently about building the temple. She's not here, so I'm going to have to find something to say in my own way. And what I want to say is this. Burning Man is like rediscovering your inner Bing Bong. Bing Bong being a character in the Pixar film Inside Out. And although Bing Bong essentially faded out in order to let the little girl grow up, or grow some of the way up in Inside Out, I guess by coming to Burning Man it's an opportunity to rediscover your inner Bing Bong. Discover that you are your own Bing Bong. That Bing Bong is as Brad Pitt is to Edward Norton in the film Fight Club. Two sides of the same coin. So be your own imaginary friend. Be an imaginative friend to yourself. Whether you want to bring a giant 747 to the desert or bring a little plastic 747 to the desert to enjoy the contrast, it doesn't really matter. Just go and do something cool. Go and make it. Go and make a thing and be happy with the results. And hang on to your Bing Bong. Alright, this has been Mark on the Playa. Friday morning, I'm going home tomorrow. That's about it. I will probably catch you before this is all over, but for now, thank you for coming, thank you for listening, thank you for following me around the desert. Sorry about the mess in the tent, not much I can do about it now. Alright, catch you later, bye.
Look at it.
Give that kiss to me before you go. Sweet me down, really down. Looky, 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 looky.
I am Ms. K. And welcome to the Shameless Show Cabaret. Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I can. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. With your kisses, fever when you hold me tight. Yes. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Sun turns into daylight. Moon turns into night. I light up when you call. Oh, I'm gonna treat you right. You give the fever. With your kisses, fever when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Everybody's got the fever. Let's start. Go. Happy birthday to you. Oh my goodness. Happy birthday to you.
To me, there's no heart-tugging aspect to it so much. That maybe came a little bit later. I was probably the happiest person out there to see these things burned. We built those knowing we're going to burn them, and that was always part of the concept, part of the idea, part of the plan, and part of the design. So that was something that I was looking forward to. I wanted to see how it happened. I wanted to see logistically how we have to put everything together. The crew who put it all together were all stars and worked in crazy circumstances and really pulled through for us in there. But when I sat down and was able to just watch the burn itself, it was one of the happiest moments of my life. Not just because what would I do with this if it wasn't burned? Not thinking about the logistical aspect of how would I bring these home or something, because that was out of the window for me. It was more like we did this and we worked for a year to do this, and now for us, our crew, and for the greater Burning Man community and everybody who got to play on it and jump around and have a good time on it, it was a cathartic and it was the ultimate moment of what we've been waiting for. And I thought they pulled it off with flying colors, and I was just as happy as I've ever been.
your own bing bong. Be your own imaginary friend. Oh hey, it's you! You're back! Well, and the fact that I'm back suggests that this is probably the end of the video. Hopefully it has been an entertaining hour or hour and a half, or God help us, not 2 hours, but you never know. You made it through. Hopefully you survived. Hopefully you don't want the time back, because I'm not issuing refunds. And if you made it to the end, leave me a comment. If you run into me at Burning Man next year, say hi. If I don't get this video out till next year, when you run into me at Burning Man, say, Mark, could you not have done this a little bit more efficiently? Either way, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm just killing time while the credits run. Thank you to everybody in the credits for presumably things like giving me extra footage, or giving me access to a project, or giving me a snack when I was hungry, or whatever. Thank you all. Thank you especially to my family. Thank you, Esther, and thank you to the kids who stayed at home during all of this. I'm talking past tense, as you might have figured out. None of the stuff you saw has happened yet. I'm driving towards Burning Man. All of the stuff that you have just seen rather, is about to happen. Hopefully it's going to be good. Hopefully it's going to be another awesome Burning Man. My buddy Ali is coming this year for the first time in so long, so I think that in and of itself is going to make it extra special. And it's really hot in the car now, because I turned the air conditioning off to lower the noise, so that you can listen to my favourite sound, which is the sound of my own voice. Are you watching this right now, Mark? Yes, this is Mark. I see you. I see you. To everybody else, thank you once again for spending 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 24 hours at Burning Man with me. Thank you to all my friends who helped make it possible. I love you all. I hope to see you next year. This has been 24 Hours at Burning Man 2016. Let's hope it's a good one. Bye. Pop quiz. If filming yourself a year ago inside the Empire Store is a commentary on immediacy inside the Empire Store, is restaging the whole thing a year later an interesting commentary on spontaneity, or just me recycling the same old jokes? Anyway, either way, I can't believe it's a year of my life has expired since I was last here. But here we are in the Empire Store, being very unspontaneous by reproducing what I did last year inside the Empire Store in a very self-referential way. I tried to live stream this on Facebook Live for an even more complex nesting Russian dolls of nonsense, but I couldn't get a connection, so there's that. Enjoy going to Burning Man often, but reject even basic levels of food preparation. No longer able to mooch off your campmates, forced to eat some of the food you brought yourself. I personally recommend Campbell's Organic Frozen Soup for Kids, where it's time to let it go with your appetite and chug it straight out of the package. Let's see if this works. Not bad. Dump, dump, da dump, dump, dump. Do you want to build an appetite for chicken noodle soup?
Where do I get mine?
I'm not cooking anymore. I've closed the door on that. I'm only eating soup. I could have packed more food that I like to eat, but I'm kind of lazy in the desert.